time. The Uruguay manager, Omar Borras, expressed disappointment yesterday when I talked to him about the absence of several fine players like Ramos, who plays for Lens in France, Da Silva, who's in Spain, Morena, who is playing his football with Boca Juniors in Argentina, and the young Francescoli, who also plays in Argentina for River Plate. He said that he had only 4 of his first-choice players included in that lineup that you're looking at. Even so, when I checked, I found that no fewer than 6 were in the side which beat Brazil to win the South American Championships. For England, been used, their second-choice strip, and Wilkins with the first ball, and Barnes already getting a touch. Montelongo wearing number 4, but playing at right back for Uruguay, whose 2 central defenders wear 2 and 3. Gutierrez number 2, and number 3 is Acevedo. I think we can expect the pace of the game to be not dissimilar from that in Rio. And of course, that is the sort of pace at which the Mexico World Cup will be played. Free kick to England. Kenny Sanson to take. Allen has come out to the left. Hateley on the right. And here's Allen. This is a good chance. Oh, and it's just past the far post. Well, that could have been a memorable start to his first appearance in the starting lineup. He really was only just a whisker away. Took it well. Hateley taking the right position, Allen the left, and Allen fastened onto it, and he was so close. Aguilera. Perdomo. There's coming up from behind. And they got a bit of a deflection and had to be carefully watched by Peter Shilton. Daniel Martinez, the left back, whose shot it was, but it took a little bit of a nick off a defender. Uruguay playing the start with 2 up, and Cabrera trying to get behind the defence. Well covered by Watson. Had a pretty torrid start to his international career against Brazil, but all credit to him that he came through so well after that start. Martinez with the throw. 5 is Bossio. Cabrera. Aguilera, number 7, Cabrera. And put solidly out for the corner. By Terry Fennick. Cabrera, a big fellow. Aguilera just the reverse, but very quick Aguilera. Away by Wilkins. Mark Chamberlain, who was surely fouled. Chamberlain, who had a good game at the start of this tour. Indeed, the runs that he started to make on the right side really signalled the change of fortunes for England. Mark Hateley. Interesting that at the start, Hateley is making the runs on the right side forward and Allen on the left. Perhaps it's the reverse from what one might have expected. No problem for Montelongo, who didn't play in the South American finals, but would have done had he not have been sent off against Venezuela in the group match. Robson. England starting so much more confidently. very difficult quality to define, but one has seen it coursing through the veins of the English players since last Sunday, and indeed during the contest of last Sunday. Bosio. Carrasco. A free kick is given. Here's Carrasco again. Pretty much the playmaker on the left side of midfield, but a player who doesn't always play up to expectations. Useful ball by Robson. Looking for Allen. Fortunate slip by the Queen's Park Rangers player. Robson hounding his man. Montelongo plays for Penarol. Penarol and Nacional, the two big teams in Uruguay, and each has 3 representatives on the field tonight. Here's Chamberlain. Oh, getting appreciation, but really should perhaps have seen Martinez coming across the back. Duxbury. Chamberlain. See how the ball's bobbling about. Look at that. Terry Fenwick. Allen. Well taken in spite of the arm hold from behind him by Bosio. One or two parts of the pitch are still pretty muddy, and England weren't allowed to train on it. It won't be surprising if the ball zips occasionally. Barnes, Perdomo leaning on him. And the ball had gone out before it was crossed. Ricardo Perdomo. Carlos Aguilera. Touched by Sanson. Some good cover here by Robson. Montelongo's cross. Good header away under a lot of pressure by Dave Watson. And I think that went out for the corner. The linesman's flag is up on this side. But it was a teasing cross. And Dave Watson did well to get it away. But concedes the corner. Perdomo making the short run for it. And in fact, it was Mark Hakely who got that away. And a great appeal for a penalty. And the referee goes straight and stands on the spot and gives it. It was Acosta who was brought down. And Peter Shilton has to face a penalty as we come up to the 8th minute of the match. Well, you can make your own judgment on it, but the referee had no doubt as Acosta came in from the right side of the area. And penalty it is. And it's Acosta who will take it. And who scores, sending Peter Shilton the wrong way, and runs to milk the applause of the crowd. Well, an unfortunate start for England. So 8.5 minutes now on the clock, and England a goal behind. Well, it's an interesting test for them. Different result in Brazil, and one would be extremely concerned at this stage, but having been with the players for most of the last week, one is confident at this stage of saying that they will roll up sleeves and battle their way back into the match. Wilkins cross, Rodolfo comes for it, Rodolfo Rodriguez, and takes it very well. Pierre is forward. Aguilera here. Thought he should have been given the free kick, but he wasn't. Watson. Fennick. Hastily finding himself sandwiched between two, but not unfairly. It's incidentally the 7th meeting between these two sides. 3 here, 2 at Wembley, 1 in Basel. That was in the World Cup, as indeed was one of the 2 at Wembley. And each side has 2 wins, and there have been 2 draws. Aguilera. Something of a dive in by Barnes. And good play. The Uruguayan ball. But Montelongo getting deserved applause. Eddie Sanson, winning his 42nd cap this evening. Good length of throw, met by Bossio. Haitley, good header on. Allen, just unable to get the ball to Barnes, because he was pushed, in the referee's opinion, by Bossio. Sansom. Allen with time to look and see what's around. That's a lovely turn. And again, he's a little unlucky. Oh, Bobby Robson said that he was a player with 2 good feet. And it was very sweet, the turn, and he's very happy to have a crack when he gets a sight of the goal. The turn was good, the shot just wide for the 2nd time. Acosta, away by Fennick. Here's Mark Haitley, who's back in his defence, and the award was given against him for the challenge on Acosta. Offside. All the officials come from Paraguay. 2 linesmen, Oscar Vieira and Carlos Alason. Haitley, nicely using the chest. The fullbacks are prepared to push forward. They did so well against Brazil, and which they must do with England only really playing 2 men in midfield. They can be overrun if the space is there to be used. Montelongo. And the wingers, as with Barnes there, have to do their share of defensive chore. Wilkins looking for the early long ball. Covered by Perdomo, couldn't make the back pass because Allen was threatening the goal. Bossio forward to Aguilera. Cabrera making the run. And England had men rushing back then, Chamberlain and Robson. Free kick given for the challenge on Wilkins, which he took on the back of the ankle. Robson. 2 forward, 2 just behind the 2 central men. No width on the right at all at this stage. Martinez. Typical South American displays so far, Uruguay. The build-up initially slow, but they have players of pace, notably Aguilera. Wilkins looks for Sanson. Robson told Sanson where to play it. Back to Fennick. A brief encampment in the Uruguayan half. Perdomo turned away from his man Robson very well. Martinez losing it to Chamberlain. It wasn't a very good challenge. Still Chamberlain, this is an opportunity, and again it's just wide of the post. Well, there was a pretty old-fashioned challenge in that, and one might say not untypical of Uruguayan football. It was a question of playing the man and not the ball, and Chamberlain really took full advantage of it, and the cross shot was only just past the far post. "15 minutes of the match gone, and England on the wrong end of the score. Uruguay leading by 1-0. The scorer, Acosta, from the penalty spot. Plenty of empty seats there, but there's quite a big crowd a little higher up. Well, get fuller a little later because many people in Montevideo are still working at this hour. It's after 7:15 local time. Dave Watson. Sansom. Macy wanting it to beat, comes short, goes away. Fennick. Good touch, Robson. Good play by the England skipper. Ray Wilkins looking for the return ball. Tried to play it back to Robson. Easy to say from here, but he might well have gone on his own. England midfield players well forward then. This is John Barnes. Rather a telegraph pass. Duxbury. Chamberlain. Got 2 to take, and he's prepared to take 2. Tripped by the second. With Acosta. Plays for Wanderers and was well in the deep then. Watson has come forward, just in front of Hately there, number 9. The Uruguayans moving out, and Allen very nearly getting on the end once more. Watson cleared off the line, and the Uruguayans in all sorts of problems. It was Bossio who got it away with his head. And Clive Allen, who was once again a threat. Virtual corner with Sansom if he wants to take the long throw, which he does. Aguilera. Freeing the players, got drawn to one man then. Wasn't the best of play by the defenders for a moment, but Sanson able to recover. Well. Again, a rather telegraph pass, and Brian Robson did very well to take that because that really was a pass of the hospital variety. Offside given against Cabrera. I'm not being unkind to John Barnes when I suggest that mentally he's still in Rio. Hasn't really settled this game at all. Fennick. Allen. Made a busy start. One as a substitute late on for Tony Woodcock. He's now replaced because of Woodcock's injury. England can't afford to play it and lose it playing across the field in midfield like that when they're bereft of defenders. And here's Carrasco. Didn't take full advantage of the opportunity. Feel that he should have at least forced Peter Shilton into employment. Bossio. Martinez. 2 forward. Duxbury's back pass. Robson with a lot of space. Looks for Hately. Gutierrez who cut it out. Chamberlain. Allen. And Gutierrez, it was too short. The goalkeeper would have felt the knock. I think that the defender might feel the warmth of a few words from his goalkeeper. Barnes. Robson. Free kick. So far the referee, Lucio Gonzalez, right on top of his game. I must say his style of standing on the penalty spot rather than pointing to it when the penalty was given was a little unusual. Sanson to take. Allen moves right to left. Hately is at the back. Watson had moved on in the hope of finding a nod down. Instead it's Martinez who comes away to Carrasco. To Acosta. Again, solid play by Brian Robson. Carrasco. Perdomo allowed to move forward freely. 2 against 2 in the centre. One is Aguilera. Nice play between Cabrera and Aguilera. And Montelongo inside. Beautiful pace, and that's a useful cross, which Duxbury did well to get up to. And the free kick will be given, and the whistles go up for the challenge by Mike Duxbury. What a lovely piece of pace by Montelongo. Suddenly arrived on the scene, and his chip cross was a very good one. Acevedo has come forward, number 3. Perdomo just outside the area. Cabrera coming on in now. Acevedo got the first flick, but there was a little bit of use of an elbow. Although Watson put it over the top of the goalpost, Cabrera, big fella here with a massive curls, pushed him before the defender cleared. Fennick. Good one from the Queen's Park Rangers skipper. Carrasco. Martinez. Uruguay playing with only 2 forward, but they do get extra men up there with pace, and England now do the same. Robson, good change of angle. This is Clive Allen. Messing the pitch as much as the ball. Chamberlain. The pass was too short and Chamberlain was too deep. As there were 4 England players in the area, it's rather unfortunate. Still 3 waiting, marked by 4. Mark Chamberlain. It's good to see him always prepared to take on his man. He gets a corner for that. In fact, he might even get a free kick. Yes, he has indeed. Ball put out, I think, with the hand. Hately joined by number 5, Dave Watson of Norwich City. 7 is Brian Robson. One of 3 Manchester United players in the side. Another one of them, Wilkins takes it. Hately with a sharp header across the box. Chamberlain. And Peter Shilton coming way out of goal. Stuck to the Grobbelaars. Didn't really make much use of it. Duxbury. He made to play for his adventurous spirit. This is Acosta. Cabrera, Aguilera, and Sanson, roughly the same size. Perdomo, Aguilera. Watson's clearance. Montelongo. Cabrera coming in on it. Away by Wilkins. Bostio. It hit Brian Robson. Cabrera. Carrasco. Brilliant clearance. And it's just past the post. Brilliant clearance by Kenny Sanson. And it was Carrasco who followed it in, I believe. But England really struggling for pace then. They were all over the place. Carrasco shot, the save by Kenny Sanson, and the follow-up wide. Duxbury. Wilkins. John Barnes waiting for it, and he's going to get it because of the defender's error. Montelongo with plenty of time to recover. Carrasco looking for Cabrera. What a variation from the Uruguayans. Happy to use the long ball when the possibility comes. Free kick against Barnes. 26 minutes on the clock. Uruguay leading by 1-0. And they've had other chances. But at their own end, Clive Allen has 3 times been pretty close. And Mark Chamberlain once. That's another match lacking in goalmouth incident. Daniel Martinez. Duxbury, well taken on the chest. Header would probably have given away possession. Bennick. Hately. Barnes. It was out. I think that John Barnes is... In fact, a free kick has been given for obstruction against him. But I think that maybe a part of John Barnes feels that he has to live up to the reputation he's created for himself. And sometimes tries to do the difficult things rather than the simple ones. Here's Barnes again. Oh, that's a good cross. Hately with the header. That's the best thing we've seen from the Watford lad yet. I asked him, incidentally, how many times he thought about shooting against Brazil. And his estimate was about 5 before he just walked the ball through the lot and into the net. Chamberlain. Cabrera. Use of the elbow again by the centre forward who's returned from Colombia. Aguilera. Instantly the ball under his control. Once again they get players forward and the shot came. I think one can say already that they look a better side than Brazil did. Their first international since last November when they won the South American Championships by beating Brazil over 2 matches, winning here 2-0 and drawing away 1-1. More good control and no challenge. Bostio. Robson. Barnes. Montelongo tight to him and taking full advantage. Cabrera. Good challenge.